Your dog licks your hand, your face, sometimes even your arm, your legs, or your feet. And most people think they know exactly what it means. It's a kiss. It's love. It's just affection. But what if that's not the whole story? What if your dog is actually trying to tell you something? Because licking is one of the oldest forms of canine communication. It can mean affection, but it can also mean attention, curiosity, stress, submission, trust, and even a way of gathering information about you. So when your dog licks you, they may not just be giving you a kiss. They may be speaking in a language humans often misunderstand. And by the end of this video, you may never see those slobbery kisses the same way again. To understand why dogs lick us today, we need to go back thousands of years, long before dogs slept in our homes, long before they wore collars, long before they became our best friends. Their ancestors survived in packs, and licking played an important role. Wolf pups would often lick the mouths of adult wolves, not because they loved them, not because they were giving kisses, but because they were communicating, requesting food, seeking attention, interacting with members of their group. It was a survival behavior, a language, a signal. And even though dogs have changed dramatically over thousands of years, many of those ancient instincts never disappeared. They simply evolved, which means that every time your dog licks you, you may be witnessing a behavior that's older than human history itself. But here's where things get really interesting. Because modern dogs aren't wolves, and the meaning behind licking has become far more complex than most owners realize. Most people believe that licking means one thing, affection, and sometimes they're absolutely right. But that's only part of the story. Because if every lick was a kiss, why do dogs lick complete strangers? Why do they lick other dogs? Why do they sometimes lick objects, furniture, or even the floor? The truth is that licking serves many different purposes. For some dogs, it's a way to get attention. Think about it. What happens the moment your dog licks your hand? You look at them, you talk to them, you react. And dogs are incredibly good at learning which behaviors get results. In fact, many dogs discover that a single lick can instantly grab their owner's attention. It's one of the simplest forms of communication they have, a gentle way of saying, "Hey, look at me, interact with me." And once they learn it works, they often keep doing it. But attention is only one reason dogs lick, because there is another explanation that may be even more fascinating, one that involves something dogs care about far more than sight: their sense of smell. Dogs experience the world very differently than we do. Humans rely mostly on vision. Dogs rely primarily on smell. In fact, a dog's sense of smell is so powerful that they can detect things we can't even imagine. Your scent tells a story: where you've been, what you've touched, how you've been feeling, and even subtle changes in your body. To your dog, your skin isn't just a skin, it's information. Every time your dog licks your hand, your arm, or your face, they may be gathering clues about the person they care about most. And here's something fascinating. Your scent is one of the most familiar things in your dog's entire world. It's connected to safety, routine, comfort, and countless memories you've shared together, which means that when your dog licks you, part of what they're doing may be reinforcing that connection, a bit like revisiting a familiar place they love. But even that isn't the deepest reason dogs lick, because there is one explanation that many experts believe is far more powerful. Now we arrive at the reason many dog owners find the most meaningful: trust. Because trust is one of the most valuable things a dog can give. Think about it. A dog that feels threatened doesn't seek close physical contact. A dog that feels unsafe doesn't willingly put itself in a vulnerable position. And yet, many dogs choose to walk directly up to their favorite person, Close enough to touch, close enough to lick, close enough to interact without fear. That's not something they do with everyone. It's something they reserve for people who make them feel safe, people they know, people they trust, people they feel comfortable around. And that's what makes licking so fascinating, because while it can be a simple behavior, it often exists within a much bigger relationship. A relationship built through daily routines, shared experiences, walks, play, attention, and thousands of small moments that slowly create a bond. When your dog licks you, they may not be consciously thinking, "I trust this person." But their behavior can reveal exactly that: a feeling of safety, a feeling of comfort, a feeling that being close to you is a good thing. And in the world of dogs, that's one of the strongest compliments there is. There is also a scientific side to all of this. Researchers have discovered that positive interactions between dogs and their owners can strengthen emotional bonds over time. Eye contact, play, physical touch, and yes, even licking. These interactions can trigger the release of oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, the same hormone associated with trust, affection, and social connection in humans. In other words, the bond between you and your dog isn't just emotional, it's biological. Your relationship is reflected in brain chemistry. And over time, small daily interactions help reinforce that connection, which means that something as simple as a lick may be part of a much larger story. A story about attachment, trust, and the unique relationship dogs have developed with humans over thousands of years. So, is your dog kissing you? Sometimes, but not always. Because behind that simple lick may be ancient instincts, a desire for attention, a way of gathering information, or a powerful sign of trust. The next time your dog licks your hand, your face, or gently nudges you for attention, take a moment to appreciate what might really be happening, because your dog isn't just performing a random behavior. They're communicating in one of the few ways they know how. And whether it's affection, curiosity, comfort, or trust, every lick tells a small part of a much bigger story. We'd love to hear from you. Does your dog lick you all the time? Or are they more reserved? Tell us in the comments below. And if you enjoy discovering the hidden meanings behind everyday pet behavior, make sure to subscribe to Pet Mind, because every pet has a story to tell, and together, we're learning how to understand them. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.